Okay, today we're playing a game on Hollywood. We are in the Masters SR range, and we will be playing about 2/3 of the game as Baguette and about 1/3 of the game as Moira. This is one of my games, by the way. Current team composition is Reinhardt, Zarya, McCree, Tracer, Anna, and Baguette. So, no Hanzo, how sad, but we do get a Hanzo relatively soon. And I mean, you know, Graviton Pulse Bomb is still a thing, so. Anyway, so, let's start the game. So we have to attack Hollywood first. This game took place, like, immediately after the Icon VoD game I uploaded the other day. So, I wasn't coming into this game super stoked to be playing Overwatch, we'll put it that way. Go back and watch the video for further context on that one. It didn't go very well. And as a result, I play rather, conservatively for the first, like, half of the game, probably. Not really accomplishing too much right now, but miraculously this all somehow works out. I just kind of like right after I said I played somewhat conservatively, I fling myself bodily into the entire enemy team. And immediately am murdered. So it does all work out in the end. We do, like, rather obviously have a Smurf on our team. Because our boy, Tracer, I don't fold, was like level 33 and in Masters. Something about it doesn't quite add up, you know? So, just came and like stood on the payload, but I know they're coming back at this point, so I should either like go stand on the door behind me, you know, the one coming from their spawn to like start. Because if there's like a long-range hero, they usually come around that way, or go and stand up in the doorway so that I can stun and push someone back if they actually try and push through the doorway. It's Zarya, so she does that regardless because she has the bubble, but you know, should have been doing that regardless. Because, I mean, I know they're coming back at that point. We all died at roughly the same point. Also, probably would have been a better idea to change to Lucio whilst respawning, because it looked like we were still going to win the fight. Even after, like, everybody died, it still looked like we were going to win the fight, so should have just changed to Lucio to get back faster relative to the enemy team. But I don't like playing Lucio, is the gist of that one. I hate Lucio. Don't stand perfectly still like I'm doing right now. And I continue to do so for quite a while, in fact. Because, you know, sometimes the Widowmaker just appears on the rooftop and shoots you because you were standing perfectly still. So, Tracer's up to some shit over there. It doesn't work out, as I recall. Yeah, there she goes. I mean, we got Anna, so we can't res her. So, I want to go in on this, but I know it's hard to tell. McCree's using Deadeye behind them right now. He's right here, using Deadeye. So, we'd all love to go in and start swinging, but we have to, like, immediately stop. I don't fold is like, you guys gotta push? Yeah. We are. Let me go back and illustrate how our Smurf friend here died to point out how stupid he was for saying this, right? So he's currently skulking on the rooftop. Fair enough. Then he drops down like so, and he is immediately seen by the entire enemy team because they have eyes, right? And so he's just hopping around, and oh, look, he just got fucking picked off and murdered by Zenyatta right there. We're all right here, pushing up with the payload, as one does on a payload map. And then your boy, I don't fold, is like, you guys gotta push. I'm sorry, I'll tell the payload to go faster, shall I? My bad. Anyway, so, Reinhardt's got Earth Shatter built up, so he just kind of like bullies his way in and hits them. I immediately get pinned upon pushing rally, and I'm like, oh, of course. But it's okay. Reinhardt was almost dead anyway, so I get away with it. And so now I just want to, like, come and start bullying someone. These two people are off by themselves. Didn't really do much in this fight. Watch this, though. This feels good. Didn't really do much in that fight. Reinhardt basically won the team fight because he got a pretty sick Earth Shatter off after the Deadeye was over. I was there. I hit people. I contributed. So, now before you go thinking this is a stomp, we do start to stall out on this checkpoint, and then, you know, we actually play a couple of rounds on this map, so it isn't a complete and utter stomp. So, they're, like, all the way up there. I'm like, you guys have fun with that. I'll be back here. on the payload. Be going faster if there were like 2 more people back here, but you guys have fun. I'm like, oh, they're fucking dead. Yep, I'm like, oh shit, I don't want that. Yep, and now I'm gonna leave. Ooh, I'm gonna save my 100 armor from rally, thank you very much. And there it goes. Right there. McCree really wanted it, didn't get it though. How many ultimates did we have right there? Fuck, this goes back 10 seconds, right? Who had ultimates? Zarya's got her ultimate. Somebody else has their ultimate. Whatever, who cares? So there Reinhardt immediately fucked up his Earth Shatter. It was a very optimistic one. We're all like hiding around the corner. He was just like, they're all gonna come around the corner right now and I'm gonna get them. It's not what happened. It's not what we did, actually. So Zarya's grouped them all up nice and tight. Our boy Tracer, I don't fold, just got flashbanged running. Man, the bitrate's gone to shit in here, hasn't it? Holy fuck, you can count the pixels. So I rotated around the back of the Graviton. Basically so that as soon as it ends, I'm back there to, like, block somebody from backing up. Because, like, you know, Zenyatta and Brigitte are back here. And then, you know, I immediately stop being behind it right afterwards. But that was the theory, is that I'll body block somebody from escaping if I'm standing behind it. Then I just kind of stop standing behind it. Short-term memory and all that. So now, we, you know, got some momentum going. I was, like, not paying attention to Reinhardt at all during this, because I was just like, he's nano-boosted, he's fine. He's actually, like, mostly dead next to me and been hacked, so he can't actually, like, do much, and then, bam, by the time he can put his shield up, he's basically dead. I just wasn't paying attention to him. I was just like, he's nano-boosted, he's good. He wasn't good. He wasn't good. I could have healed him. I just didn't. So, it's how Baguette is, you know. You get really into hitting people, because it feels good to do so. So, we still want to keep pushing, even though Reinhardt's dead right now, because we don't want to give up the ground that we've gained. Managed to kill their Reinhardt, now our Reinhardt's back. I'm like, fuck you, Sombra, keep hacking people, Jesus Christ. So here, don't do what I did, because I just, like, autopiloted out my combo onto this Zenyatta. Fucking goes back by 10 seconds, goddamn. Because I was just like, alright, the Zenyatta's got to be mostly dead. So I just autopiloted the combo out, and, like, he had armor on him, so it wasn't going to kill him regardless, and then he gets healed. So all that actually happens is I poked him and then pushed him to safety. As I was just like, he's got to be mostly dead. Clap, clap, clap. Oh, fuck, he actually had more health than I thought he did. Don't autopilot out the combo as Baguette. Actually look to see if you're going to end up saving the person by pushing them away. He had Transcendence, so he wasn't going to die regardless, but, you know, I could have ended up saving him from that position. So I don't want to poke out too much right now because McCree's using Deadeye back there again, but then I hear him use it. Doesn't matter anymore. This is just unrelenting greed. I see McCree right there. Goes back 10 goddamn seconds. I see McCree over there, but I'm like, Zenyatta. So I just like run right at him in a straight line without my shield up and almost get killed for it. Should have held the shield up, should have done something other than move in a straight line at him. Because, you know, makes it a lot easier to get shot when you're doing that. But we got there in the end, hooray, and we did so with time to spare. A couple of minutes. It's just as long as you have like 0.1 seconds left, that's all that really matters, because that means you can't get your turn taken away from you. Because this is going to come up later. If one team's got more than a minute left, and then the other team gets it to the end in overtime, the team that got it in there in overtime doesn't get the extension in that situation. So, if you got 0.1 seconds, you'll always get your extension when it comes back around again. Doesn't matter on a pure payload map, because then it always gives both teams the extension regardless. But if it's 2CP or hybrid, you can end up losing your turn if you get it there in overtime. So now we've got a Hanzo, as you can see. It's our boy, I don't fold. You know, he was okay. Yeah, I made fun of him. He knew how to play the video game, so that's all that we can really ask, isn't it? So, I'm standing in a kind of greedy place, considering my shield is almost broken, and my team are really far away from me, but their team isn't particularly aggressive, so I'm not too concerned about it. So I saw Reinhardt was having a hard time over here. So this is the thing with Brigitte. You can block for somebody. She doesn't block for many people, but you can block for one other person. So I see Reinhardt's having a bad time. I can see his shield's breaking. So I'm coming over here to try and get between him and the enemy team. Then once he puts his shield back up again, I'm like, alright, he's probably not going to die, and I'm going to try and kill Zenyatta instead. Now he's been hacked, so I'm going to try and get between him and the enemy team again. And, you know, he's bigger than my shield, but I'm still taking up most of his hitbox by getting in front of him, regardless. Brigitte can block for one other person, so it's something to pay attention to. Because usually when... I know how it is, I play Baguette. You just want to go in there and you want to smack people. Sometimes you have to actually protect other people, horror upon horrors. So Reinhardt's been hacked again, get between him and the enemy team. Not that there's many of the enemy team left alive at this point, but you know, just in case. Almost got Rally built up. We have Mercy now. This is part of the reason I changed to Moira during this round, is because we've got a Mercy. And basically partway through this round, I'm just like, it seems like Mercy can't keep up anymore, so I'm going to change to another healer. So I end up changing to Moira. So, Sombra's back here, playing Sombra, very inconvenient. Like 4 of us came back to try and deal with Sombra, which isn't a very good use of company resources. McCree's using Deadeye right now, so I'm going to try and block the enemy team from shooting at him. He doesn't end up actually getting anything with it, but, you know, because nothing quite paints a target on your head like using Deadeye, does it? Well, Barrage also does something similar. So we lost Zarya, but she got res, so I'm about to be real fucking sad here, because I'm like, alright, I'm going to go and bully this Roadhog. Empt. And now I'm like, I'm definitely gonna die from this position, because there's no way this Roadhog lets me get away with that. Yeah, and then I end up dying. I just wanted to bully him, and then, because he was trying to bully Mercy, so I was like, I'm gonna bully him right back. Got hacked right as I got up to him. No way I'm getting out from that position. He ain't gonna let me just walk away from that one. And he didn't. I also didn't think he had his hook up, because I had thought he'd hooked Mercy down to him, but it looks like actually Mercy GA'd over in that direction for some reason. So what I am saying is it's Mercy's fault. She baited me into thinking he used his hook. Good job, me. I've assuaged guilt from myself. So we lost the first checkpoint. Whatever. It's Hollywood. You can feasibly win on any of the checkpoints, so it doesn't really matter if you lose one. There, Brigitte's just used her rally, and then Zarya gets pulled right there. Saw Sombra gonna try and hack Reinhardt. I ain't having no part of that. Now, however, he's gone and died after missing his Earth Shatter and left me all alone, and Sombra's trying to hack me now. So I go through this way. It's going to take me longer to get back to my team, but since I just got hacked, I know if I try and back up through the street, they're gonna murder me because I don't have my shield. So I go through the building instead, because now I have to go across this way, true enough, but I have my shield back by this point. Whereas if I just backed up through the street, I would have been getting shot the entire way around. And if one person follows you as Baguette, it's hardly the end of the world. You know, you can usually fight the one person off. So Roadhog, he's up to some shit right now. Went through the effort of getting up there, and then immediately jumps down to use Whole Hog. Obviously, I wanted to put a stop to that, and then immediately got killed for my trouble. So they're going to capture the second checkpoint, as you might be able to tell. And this is the point where I was like, it feels like Mercy's having trouble keeping up with the healing, because they've got a lot, they're doing a lot of damage. So I'm going to change to Moira, and then, you know, got the Hollywood spawn, so I end up getting killed going back across again, despite trying to go through the long way and all that. It's like getting the bad spawn on Gibraltar. You are just probably going to die for it. So, all the way on the third checkpoint. Sorry, this is like the hardest checkpoint to capture, in my opinion, because you have to go through this very long death gauntlet, and there aren't very many options for the attacking team other than go down the straight line, basically. So, Zarya, we've got a Hanzo. We get to win the team fight, hooray! And then just like that, they've lost all momentum. And this guy's staggering himself because he took as long as possible to die. Basically died right as everybody else on his team was respawning. Almost got, well, halfway towards Coalescence, which is basically almost half Coalescence as far as Moira is concerned. It is usually worth fading out of Halt, because if the enemy team are paying attention, they're probably going to dump a lot of abilities into the Halt, and you don't want that. So, Mercy's using Valkyrie right now, and we're, like, starting to win the fight anyway. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to use Coalescence for this fight, I'll save it for the next one. There's no point to me throwing the orb out there anymore. I do it again in another few seconds, because I already have my ultimate, so throwing out the damage orb doesn't really accomplish much of anything, except make people a little bit easier to pick off. It's the same principle as Fire Strike. Once you have your ultimate built up, you usually want to stop using the damage orb, because at that point, you're not really getting anything out of it. It does some damage to the enemy team, but it's relatively negligible damage that the enemy supports are probably just going to heal up immediately afterwards, so you're not really getting anything out of it anymore, except the enemy team are becoming like 0.1% easier to pick off, so you end up usually just giving the enemy supports more ult charge at that point. So this felt bad. I was like, right as I was pushing the button, because I was like, alright, they're starting to come in now. And then right as I push the button, I'm like, fuck, Sombra's right there. And she was definitely gonna hack from that position. I saw the translocator coming as well, I just didn't think about it at the time. And then when Sombra appeared out of it, I was like, fuck, right, of course. And then immediately lose my ultimate. So I'm already a quarter of the way back to having it again. That's just Moira for you right there. And even though we got emped, their team weren't able to capitalize on it, and now we're starting to recover. And look at that, I'm halfway towards Coalescence again immediately afterwards anyway. Now, Orissa's dragging out her death as long as possible as well, rather than just taking it. And look at that, we've almost got Coalescence built up again. That's what I'm saying with Moira, is it's not unimaginable you get to use Coalescence every single team fight as long as you're being efficient. So, even though I only lost it like 15 seconds ago, bam, easy, back again. So, their Hanzo just got picked off, so they're not really going to be accomplishing much, if anything, anytime soon. And then Mercy, for some reason, was over there. Well, she might have got hooked by Roadhog. So, don't do this. I just heard Zarya use Graviton over here, so I just, like, pushed my button. Like, oh, she used Graviton, so there's got to be people in it. I know that 2 of them are already dead, so there's not even going to be any need for me to use my ultimate, because we're just going to be able to kill the people in the Graviton, don't do that. But, like, I just heard the Graviton, and my stupid monkey brain, like, fucking Pavlovian response was just like, damage medal. Don't do that. Check to make sure somebody's in the Graviton first. It happens all the time with Hanzos, is they're like, alright, Zarya used the Graviton, there's gotta be people in it. This happened, like, just yesterday, where I saw a Zarya completely with her Graviton and hit nobody, but Hanzo was still like, alt, fuck, hit nobody, so. Don't just blindly assume your Zarya has actually done a good Graviton, because it could very easily be a bad Graviton. So alright, look at that, we're already like a third of the way to having Coalescence again. Got hit by the orb in the face right there, but the enemy team weren't in any position to do anything about it, so I don't even use Fade, because, yeah, I took half my health and damage, but there was nobody in line of sight, really, so what were they going to do about it? Don't know why I threw the healing orb over there. There's nobody over there. I should have thrown it this way, because this is where me and Mercy are going to have to retreat down in a second. I got shot in the head by Hanzo, so it wouldn't have saved me, but just throwing the healing orb out here did absolutely nothing, and I know I'm going to have to run away with Mercy in the future. So, at this point, I'm pretty certain at this point we can stall them until overtime, if nothing else, and from that position we can't lose anymore, so I'm still fine with it, even though we start, like, losing ground. I'm like, we can definitely drag this out to overtime. Bad reactions, this guy almost killed me before I actually pushed Fade. So, and then Mercy's doing that. There's actually such a narrow window that they had to shoot her through, but they got her, so. So I'm basically just going to use Coalescence as soon as I get it right here, because they're all grouped up in the channel over there anyway, and there's this giant barrier down the middle of the point making it complicated. I'm going to use Coalescence. So at this point, I'm pretty sure we're going to lose the fight, because, I mean, look at it, but it's overtime. Can't lose anymore. Very liberating feeling. Reposition up here, because I could see the dragons coming up the tunnel at us. And, just can't keep him alive. He's got Discord on him and a Reaper on his... Oh my god, the video has, like, gone to shit. Oh, look at all this stuttering. Good heavens. So yeah, we end up losing the checkpoint right here. Basically, Reaper put in a lot of work right there at the end and got it there. But we can't lose anymore. We've got 3 minutes to get the first tick. Oh my god, the music that was playing in this video suddenly got so much louder. Obviously, between rounds, I was like, it's serious now. Cranks the volume. So we got 3 minutes to capture the first tick almost, and like, can't lose. Can't lose anymore. Can only not win. Which I always find to be a very liberating feeling. Especially, you know, we attacked pretty well, so I'm pretty confident we can capture the first tick. So, like, Orisa should not have done this with her barrier right here, because now, like, they aren't going to have it. Now, May, however, May went and did that, and, like, I'm playing Brigitte, so it's easy. And then I see up in the kill feed, oh, Mercy just died as well. We won. So now we just start walking forward, because, like, they're down 2 people, everybody on our team is still perfectly healthy, he's dead, we're going to win. Not to spoil the surprise or anything, but May, like, threw right at the beginning by just doing something. Oh, this was funny, though. No. Body block the boy. He's too fat. He can't fit through the doorway. Yeah. May, like, threw right at the beginning right there by being way too aggressive. And then Mercy got picked off as well. And then at that point, it's like, well, they're down 2 people. At the very start of the fight, we're all full health. We're just going to walk at the enemy team now. And there's nothing they can do to stop us. Orisa also put her shield in, like, a really stupid place right at the start of the game, because they're never going to be able to hold out in the street, so we just, like, run straight up, and she doesn't have her shield immediately. Who would have guessed Hanzo was going to get the play of the game right there. So, look at that, 70% kill participation. Good job, Hanzo. 35 high energy kills out of 42 eliminations. Zarya was killing it, holy shit. She was basically always high energy at all points during the game. Damn. Good job, Zarya. So there's not really too much of a moral to that story other than don't autopilot. Because I autopiloted the combo on Zenyatta. Could have ended up saving him. And then autopiloted my ult later on. Also, if you have a really bad game, maybe just take a break afterwards, because this was, like, right after the VoD game from the other day. And, I think how I played at the very, like, for the first half of the game sort of is reflective of that, where I didn't really accomplish much of anything for the first half, but it's okay. My team carried me anyway. Much like the VoD game, in fact. So anyway, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us, and I hope you found the video helpful.